Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Lexa Fadilah with student ID 247009 from Universitas PGRI Jombang. Today I will present a persuasive speech titled How Coffee and Music Power Up Cancer Days. Before we begin, I want you to think about this simple question. How many of you started your day with coffee or music today? If most of you raise your hand mentally, you are not bad. This habit is not accidental. It reflects how Gen Z prepares itself to face the day. However, if you look more closely, especially from the perspective of Generation Z, these two habits are not just daily routines. They are tools that help us survive, adapt, and perform in a world that moves very fast. And today, I would like to show how something as simple as coffee and music can shape the way you can see things, feel, and perform throughout the day. In today's digital era, Generation Z separated from music. From the moment we wake up until we sleep, music becomes part of our daily routine. Streaming platforms consistently report that Gen Z listen to music more than any other age group, with an average listening time of around 3 hours and 43 minutes per day. Music is used while studying, relaxing, commuting, scrolling through social media, and even while mentally preparing to start the day. The strong connection between Gen Z and music shows that music is not just entertainment. It plays an important role in regulating emotions, motivations, and daily routines. At the same time, coffee has also become a familiar at the same time, coffee has also become a familiar companion in Gen Z's daily routines, whether at home, on campus, or in coffee shops. Coffee is often consumed as part of starting the day or staying productive. So, when we talk about coffee and music, we are not talking about random preferences. We are talking about two everyday habits that shapes how Gen Z manage energy, emotion, and performance. As Gen Z students and young adults, we are expected to do many things at once. These two habits, coffee and music, are closely connected to Gen Z lifestyles. We are expected to study, work, stay creative, stay mentally, emotionally stable, and stay productive all at the same time. This pressure often leads to mental fatigue, lack of focus, and emotional stress. That is why many Gen Z individuals turn to coffee to stay alert and music to stay emotionally balanced. Coffee helps us fight physical and mental tiredness. Music helps us regulate emotion, reduce stress, and feel more motivated. These habits are not signs of laziness or dependency. They are adaptive strategies to survive and function in a demanding environment. That is why understanding how coffee and music affect our mind and body is highly relevant for Gen Z. To explore this topic, I examined some academic journals and scientific studies that analyze the effect of caffeine and music on cognitive performance, emotional well-being, and daily energy levels, particularly in young adults. These findings consistently show that coffee and music provide measurable benefits and strongly support Gen Z's daily performance. Based on this finding, today I will discuss three important things that explain why coffee and music play such a meaningful role in Gen Z's daily life. First, I will explain how coffee boosts alertness and strengthens cognitive performance, especially in academic and work-related activities that require focus and mental endurance. Second, I will discuss how music improves emotional well-being by helping Gen Z manage stress, regulate emotions, and maintain a positive mental state. Third, I will show how combining coffee and music creates a powerful productivity routine that supports both cognitive focus and emotional balance in a fast-paced lifestyle. Let us now move into the first point. Let's start by understanding the benefits of coffee for Gen Z. For many Gen Z students, coffee is more than a drink. It is often the first step in preparing the mind for academic demands. In this first point, coffee boosts alertness and strengthens cognitive performance. In a study published in 13 et al. 2020 shows that caffeine significantly improves mental processing speed, reaction time, and cognitive accuracy. In the study, participants who consume caffeine perform better in tasks that require sustained attention and quick decision making. This means that caffeine helps the brain work more efficiently, processing information faster, and responding more accurately. For Gen Z students, this effect is crucial. We attend long lectures, complete complex assignments, and manage multiple deadlines. Without sufficient alertness, focus quickly decreases. That is why coffee becomes a cognitive support tool, especially in the morning. It helps Gen Z stay sharp, attentive, and mentally ready to learn. However, being focused is only one part of productivity. You can be mentally alert, but if you feel stressed, anxious, or emotionally overwhelmed, performance still suffers. This leads us to the second point. Before starting an assignment or studying for an exams, many Gen Z students put on their headphones. This, this habit is not just about entertainment, it has psychological value. Second, music significantly improves emotional well-being. According to Q et al. 2025, listening to self-selected music activates emotional and motivational pathways in the brain. This activation helps reduce stress and elevated mood. Music creates a positive mental state, particularly during tasks that require emotional balance, such as studying under pressure, meeting deadlines, or starting a busy day. For Gen Z, emotional regulation is essential. Academic pressure, social comparison, and digital overload can easily lead to stress. Music helps create emotional stability. It allows individuals to feel calmer, more motivated, and mentally prepared. This explains why music is deeply embedded in Gen Z's daily routine. It functions as an emotional reset button. At this stage, we can clearly see the patterns. Coffee strengthens the mind's focus. Music stabilizes the mind emotion. So what happens when these are two combined? At this point, we have seen two important patterns. Coffee supports cognitive focus and mental alertness, while music helps regulate emotion and maintain motivations. The next question is, what happens when these two elements are used together? Instead of functioning separately, coffee and music can actually complement each other and form a stronger productivity strategy. Combining coffee and music creates a powerful productivity routine. The same study by Hugh et al. 2025 reveals that pairing coffee with selective music enhances performance, readiness, and motivation. The study shows improvement in peak power, main power, and total work, which are indicators of increased mental and physical readiness. This effect is associated with increased dopamine release, a chemical linked to motivation and goal-directed behavior. For Gen Z, this combination often becomes a ritual. Drinking coffee while listening music before studying or working helps create a smooth transition from rest to productivity. It increases motivation, strengthens engagement, and helps maintain consistent energy level throughout the day. In a fast-paced lifestyle, such routine provides structure, a sense of control, and mental readiness. To conclude, coffee and music are not just lifestyle trends, they are everyday tools that play an important role in supporting how Gen Z thinks, feels, and performs. Coffee enhances focus and cognitive alertness, while music supports emotional well-being. When used together, this combination forms an effective daily routine that balances productivity and emotional stability. These habits help Gen Z navigate academic demands and daily challenges more effectively. After understanding how coffee and music influence focus, emotion, and daily performance, 3. There is a simple yet practical recommendation for Generation Z. To support daily performance, Gen Z is encouraged to start the day with more intentional routine. Beginning the morning with a cup of coffee can help activate focus and mental alertness, especially before academic or work-related activities. At the same time, listening to self-selective music can help regulate emotion and create a positive mindset. This combination prepares both cognitive and emotional balance before facing daily demands. This routine is simple, affordable, and realistic for Gen Z lifestyle, yet it offers meaningful benefits when practiced consistently. Rather than viewing coffee and music as casual habits, Gen Z should use them consciously as tools to support productivity and well-being. To conclude, coffee and music may seem simple, but in Gen Z's daily life, they carry deeper meaning. They are not just habits, but small choices that shapes how we start our day and face its demands. For Gen Z, energy and emotion is no longer optional, it is essential. And through something as familiar as coffee and music, we can build a routine that helps us feel more prepared, more motivated, and more in control. So, the next time you drink coffee or listen to music, remember that you are not just enjoying a moment, but you are setting the tone for your day. Because in the end, coffee energizes the body, music energizes the mind, and together they truly power up Gen Z's day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.